What a game. There we go.
It's the line. What a clearance. He's had a chance. Goal.
You want Frankie? No.
Can you believe what we just seen? I cannot believe it. It was scintillating. Two halves of, you know what, high line. It's even higher than my hairline, actually, to be honest. But welcome to Mufc Realist TV, all spaced out. The first game-changing experiment. What we're going to do, of course, we're going to talk about the amazing performance, the 3-1 victory against Everton. And of course, we are through to the fourth round. Or is it fifth round? Anyway, I have some beautiful people in the background. I'm going to pull them in one by one this stage. So I'm going to pull in Mr. Niall James. Oh, he's not there. Mr. Carl Peterson, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. All the way from USA.
Yep. How you doing?
Tell me what's your overall feeling like, what are you feeling right now of the game and everything, like, what are you over the
I felt
seventh
like,
heaven or?
yeah, I feel like the game went pretty well. I feel like Anthony, I think, had a pretty average game again. I think he's becoming too predictable. He's always wanting to go to one side. I feel like he needs to cut in on the other side, and then that'll always create that decision in the defender's mind, like, oh, which way is he gonna go?
You mean the
Ra-
Santos, Brazilian,
yeah,
there's two
yeah,
Anthonys.
yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
Rashford was scintillating. I thought Rashford was really good. He always looks really good when he's on the ball, and I feel like defenders look scared. They just
Mm.
want to step back because they know if they go too far forward, they only need a ball in behind, and he's off. Uh,
But in
he's
general, yeah, you're happy, right?
oh, I'm
I'm
very
over.
happy.
People, I'm
Um,
apologies, we're late. I had to run laps around my apartment, basically. So yeah. Listen, I'm gonna pull in some more people. I have Phil Standish. Welcome, Phil. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good evening. You all right? I'm very, very good. Thank you. How you doing?
Tell me your feeling, Phil. Tell me what you're feeling right now because I don't know, I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
I'm
We're gonna
absolutely
win the
buzzing, mate.
league.
Absolutely buzzing. I mean, at the end of the day, from the start of the game, we absolutely battered them, dominated it. Clearly deserved the goal. Should have gone 2-3-0 up in the first 10 minutes, but we didn't take our chances. Maybe someone like Felix might have done that, whoever that guy is, or someone, I don't know. But yeah, we didn't take our chances. And then obviously Everton came back into the game with a very, very uncharacteristic mistake by De Gea. I've just watched it back. Just cannot understand what he was doing. It just makes no sense. It's almost as though someone's glued his hand to the post and he's like, "I can't move, lads. I don't know what to do." And his legs just kind of buckle between him and the ball he doesn't move his feet. He doesn't move his hands. He doesn't move his head. He just kind of like, don't know. Almost like he's got cramp in the whole of his body for a couple of seconds and just can't move. It is so random.
No.
I've not seen a goal conceded like that. Certainly by even when it goes in. I think it's Dalot or Varane. I think is diving in, just trying to get the cut back.
Mm.
Cut the goal out, and he almost was thinking, "What are you doing?" Even then, De Gea is still facing the wrong way. I'm just like, what just happened there? Could not explain it whatsoever. Obviously, we got our own goal back. It was a shame that we couldn't get it from open play ourselves. But at the end of the day, we got the goal and we got the win, and we finished it off with another Rashford goal, 7-7
Oh
at Old
yeah,
Trafford. He deserved his goal, a goal and two
he
assists,
did.
I might add. A goal and two assists for him tonight. It was good to see Anthony on the score sheet. I felt he played better. I know he had a great start, but he got a bit weaker towards the end of the game. Whether he's getting found out or not, I'm not sure. But he had a good first half, and that's fair to say. He played his best
Thank
first half in a while.
I'm going to go to the bench warmers, and Mr. Ayush Gill is saying, as I predicted, score 3-0 United. Rashi will provide an assist in the 4th minute, and then Rashi score penalty in the Fergie time. Yes, he did, Ayush. Fantastic. Another comment from Henry saying, hi, Mick, good game tonight. Hopefully Felix joins United now. Yeah, we'll see. We're not going to hear about talking any transfers. Let us put us in Mr. Niall James. How you doing, Niall? How you doing? How are you feeling?
Stress, mate.
You good?
In the
You were
preview,
texting me like, is it gonna go to penalties or is it gonna be extra time? And it's like, chill. It's gonna be 3-1.
no, but just like in the preview for the game, mate, I had problems being live with animals, and this time I've got animals and a child, so God knows what will happen tonight. But yeah, good win. I think we made it a bit more difficult than it should have been.
Yep.
I've got to agree with Carl regarding Anthony. I did put a tweet out there. I'm not saying he's shit before anyone jumps on me, or I'm not saying he doesn't need time to adapt. But Rashford looks to me that he's been working on his left foot because he's put. I think he's made 2 or 3 goals since Ten Hag with his left foot, putting it in for somebody else. Now we need Anthony to put that same work rate in for his right foot, because I see him get the ball down the line, and he seems to be like crabbing, shuffling along down the line so the ball stays on his preferred foot, and it's just too easy to deal with for the opposition. He just needs to be more direct and trust the right foot, even if it's just for dribbling, to just knock it past a man, and then he can come back if he really has to. But other than that, like I said, it's routine win that we should have had, but we made it a bit more difficult than we should have done. But either way, we're through. We can carry on.
We're through. That's what matters. That's what matters.
Silverware in his first season.
Yeah, but Ayush is still saying, but still far from my standard 9-0. Big up, Ayush. Ayush, there is a call in the link in the video description if you want to call in and have your say. But we are also happy for you to chat. Tony Collins from USA. Yeah, Carl, you're doing protests against the Glazers in the USA. Where did Carl go? Carl disappeared. Are you there, Carl? If you're there, call in again. PJ from Norway. Good old PJ, long time no speak. PJ, trim Norwegian, looked to me as off balanced against the post. He's talking about the hair, what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Actually, I do want to mention that to Phil, because he said about him like glued to the post. I mean, glued to the line, now it's to the post, isn't it? But it reminded me of, when you're a kid and you're like trekking through the farm fields or whatever as a teenager. Have you ever grabbed an electric fence? You just can't get back off it. You just can't get back off. That's what it's like. It's like an electrified post or something.
Carl, what are you saying? What are you saying? What Niall is saying? Rip it away, please. All the way from the USA. Debutants.
Oh well, it cut out. I didn't get what you were. Where you were.
Niall, repeat. Rinse, repeat. And you can pull your camera a little bit, because all I can see is the hairline. Okay, we played a high hairline. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah, basically just your reaction to the match, mate. Did we make it easy, difficult? What about De Gea, Anthony? Carl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that? Yeah. We're just saying, Carl. We were just talking while you were off air about what your reaction was. We were just commenting on what you'd said, and we were adding our own opinion as well on how we thought the team had performed. Like,
I think the team I think ever since Ten Hag has come in, I feel like this team is night and day better.
Yeah,
I feel like
absolutely.
there's more of a, you can tell in transitions, it's more smooth. The way they attack the ball, the wingers going on, more attacking. Our defending is so much better. The first 2 games were atrocious. I mean,
yeah. We don't talk about those anymore.
No, but he is bringing them back to the big time. You get some new owners in and give him a few more signings. I mean, just look what they're doing with what he has now. He's doing amazing with the players that we have now. Imagine adding like a Felix, or maybe an Enzo Fernandez, or players of that sort into that team. That team is going to be dangerous, and we're already looking pretty dangerous.
Yes, absolutely are.
Yuffie saying, great tackle from Fred on points. Anyone can comment on that? Because I had a little bit of problems with my stream anyway because dodgy internet. What tackle from Fred on point?
I think he's saying at one point, I think he's saying that there was, because Fred came on at the end as a sub, didn't he? And basically Fred made a really good tackle. I know the one he made because I was like, oh, great tackle, Fred, sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely, it was a good tackle. He made his difference when he came on, as we expected. I did think that McTominay needed to do a little bit more, considering he's not been playing. I just expected him to be getting stuck in and going a bit gung-ho at the players and really frightening them, letting them know that he was there. But he didn't seem to do that. Apart from the corner at the end, he got his weight in there and he jumped up against the two Everton players and Doucouré ended up heading it behind for a goal kick. But apart from that, I didn't really see Scott McTominay. He was more like occupying space than actually going into the players. I did feel that Fernandez's game was impacted by his early yellow card, which I felt was a bit harsh when you'd seen it, the other tackles that had gone in. But I did think that Fernandez had to just kind of, you saw a few occasions throughout the game where he was like pulling out the tackles and stuff like that. So that did have a bit of an impact. But yeah, I think again, Ten Hag made some good substitutions. It's worth giving another shout out on that. We've spoke before on subs and whether they were good or whether it was a bit too late or a bit too early. I think there was a little bit of a panic perhaps amongst some of the United fans on whether or not we're going a bit too defensive, bringing on Maguire, Fred, Scott McTominay, but he had it right, and obviously we still got our third goal after that as well. So Garnacho in his short time on the pitch did what he does, did it well. He's fantastic, isn't he? Absolutely brilliant player.
You mentioned a really good point because tactically he got it spot on again. Like he changed the game based on how the game is changing the tactics. So his substitution again was spot on. Bring in was it in the 80th minute he brought in Maguire. I got a little bit scared. Garnacho, of course. Garnacho got the penalty. Scott McTominay, yeah. Scott players, fringe players. That's all we need. And we're through, baby. But what about Rashford? Marcus Rashford. Let's talk about Rashford. Niall, he's on fire. Call the fire brigade.
No, don't put him out. Leave him burning.
No, don't let him burn out either.
He is on fire, but I mean, after the last 18 months, I'm not going to get too excited with his form at the minute yet.
Where's Niall's mute button?
Because, I mean, fucking hell, everyone started going on about, Wan-Bissaka, we shouldn't let him.
Martinez was pretty good when he came on too. He looked pretty solid, that one where he held that guy off.
Yeah, no, but people are getting excited now saying don't sell Wan-Bissaka just because he had 2 good games. Rashford's had a few good games. He had 18 months of shit games. So I'm not going to get too excited, but I'm really, really glad he's playing the way
honestly, guy, the importance of Casemiro, what a difference.
Yeah,
I'm taking from. I got a super chat from Uche Samuel. Honestly, I clearly saw the importance of Casemiro today because immediately he was substituted. We lost the balance, guys.
And we conceded as well. Straight after, about 2 minutes after we'd gone off the pitch, we conceded.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he needs a little bit of rest as well. But how important is Casemiro?
United fans, for 4 years, we've been saying we need a proper CDM. We need a proper CDM.
I mean, the way he reads the game.
Day and night.
I think it was the last game. There was he saw the pass before it was made, and he intercepted it, and then it led to the goal. I mean, he's just on another level.
100%. Niall, do you want to take? Niall, can you take the lead for a second? Because I need to go and check what the others are doing in this spaces. I will remove myself from the stage, and I pass the microphone over to you to discuss. In the meantime, Fahim Faisal is saying, it's 4:21 a.m. here. We played well. Anthony's defensive work is very underrated. He needs to improve his right foot and also take his man on. Yeah. Rashford is bossing right now.
I have to interrupt, mate, because James, who was backstage before, he just asked if you've forgotten about him. So I don't know if he's backstage now or not.
He's backstage, but he's muted, and he's for some reason he's muted himself. Now his camera's on. Ah, yeah, bring him on.
Uh,
James,
I
James,
tell
are you
you,
there?
Mick, I'll take over then, and I'll speak with James while you go and sort out the other side of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I
That's good.
remove myself.
James, are you there, mate?
Hello. Noel. I Phil. Hi, Carl. How are things?
You
Hey,
there, James?
Not too bad. I was pretty happy with the.
I'm back. I gotta read some comment and hi guys, Martial's not worth the money at the moment.
Yeah, I can't
Don't.
disagree. I was watching Martial and he's making a little bit of movement, but you just think, I mean, how many chances over the last few games has been created for him that he's not taken? And whether that is fear of getting a hard tackle that's going to take him out of the game, that's going to get him another injury, or lack of composure, or lack of game time, I don't know. But I think if we get Felix or someone else, I don't think Martial's going to be like keeping his place and them fighting to get in. I think he'll be fighting to get back in, sort of thing. I don't think it's going to be a hard decision. Just at the moment, at least, and maybe, yeah, maybe he was still carrying a bit of an injury because when he got subbed off, he just held his groin a little bit and like kind of pointed towards the bench as if to say, yeah, it's still a little bit twingy, sort of thing. So maybe he's carrying an injury. Maybe we're being a little bit unfair on him. I don't know. We know he was injured at the end of the last game. We didn't have much choice up front, and again, it's perhaps pointing out to the Glazers that I think we need a serious backup for Casemiro. Well, yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, you're right there, Uki. With Casemiro, we know exactly what he brings to the pitch the minute he's taken off, the difference it makes. But what I was talking to someone about this the other day, probably Mick. We were saying that to replace Casemiro or to get someone as equally as good, you're going to have to. Are they going to want to sit on a bench because they're that good? That's the problem that you've got when we're getting to a good squad again now. You've got when you look at City, they've got quality right across the whole bench, across the whole squad. You look at the bench and you think anyone they bring on is going to make a difference. We've got to get the mentality. We've got to get the players in and let them know you'll get your game time. You'll get moments to take your chance, but getting a backup for Casemiro, this is the Rolls Royce we've been after for 3-4 years, maybe longer, to be fair. And you're not going to get right now. You're not going to get anyone just to come in and replace Casemiro or be anyone who was good.
It needs to be someone young that can learn off him for the next year or two, and is happy to be that rotational player coming on the bench, a couple of cup games, and just watch Casemiro get under his wing, and then be ready to step up once he's stepping down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
PJ, I saw you were on backstage, mate. Want to say happy birthday, not happy birthday, happy New Year, Mick, to all of you. PJ, come back in if you want to have a say. I saw you were on the backstage. Long time no see. PJ was one of the first to interact with us on the channel. I haven't seen you for a long time, PJ. Hope you're well. Please come back in, and we would like to hear from you. Say. Matter of fact, people, if you want to call in, this is a call-in show. The link is in the description below. If you go down, you will see call in, and there's a link to the studio. All right. I'm gonna go and check the spaces, so I'm gonna take a little bit of hike.
You throw him in while you go and check that.
Is James ready?
Yeah. Just spoke to him. He should be fine.
He's not there. I don't see him. I don't hear him. Technical issues. Anyway, I remove myself, and guys, carry on.
Well, he'll be in the space then anyway. He'll go to the space and speak there.
Yep. Hang on. I remove myself from the stage now because I'm going into the spaces. You guys take over, talk.
Yep. Oh, there we go. We played very fast football, and the last defensive line was in the Everton half.
This made the other team look like Everton to play good. Good, fastest football seen in my life. Complete game was end to end.
Thank you for the chat, Ayush.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was a great watch. I mean, it was
a very fast game.
It was pretty reminiscent
very entertaining game
of the Newcastle and Arsenal game.
Like even for the neutral, that was an exciting game.
So it reminded me of the
It's kind of
Newcastle.
what you want to see is end to end. Sometimes when it's like 3-4-0, it can kind of get a little boring. So the fact that you had teams that were pretty tight and were going out, I think that made it more of an entertaining game.
Yeah, but it was aggressive as well. It was an
Yeah,
aggressive game.
there's a
And
lot of aggression in it. Yeah,
it reminded me of the Newcastle Arsenal game the other day. It was just end to end aggressive football. It was like watching the
Yeah.
90s again. It was brilliant, and we've just replicated it again today's game. But
yeah.
while Mick's away sorting that out, what do you think we need as the extra pieces to Ten Hag's puzzle? Obviously, we can't have a full transfer swap, but just getting one or two. Who do you think's best to fit it?
For myself, I think we do need someone who's going to finish the ball, someone who's going to finish those chances that we're creating, because we're definitely making the opportunities in every game now. Whoever we're coming up against, we're making the opportunities. We're just going to get someone who's going to finish them off, because we can't just keep relying. Whilst Rashford's playing really well and got 77, and he's on his greatest form he's been in a long time, possibly best he's ever been on.
Yeah.
He's one slight knock, one injury, or someone like that, and he's out, or even if he's not, doesn't get injured, and a team decide to just target him, as was happening tonight. There was 2 or 3 players on him straight away. It was only as they got tired and changed their shape that he got his space and managed to get his obviously got his goal from the penalty spot. But he was getting in the box, apart from the very beginning of the game where they weren't ready for him, where he got the cross through to Anthony. I think that you do need that other option where you've got someone in the middle. I know Martial stood there, but I just don't think he's got it at the moment. So I do think we need a centre forward, someone who's going to finish those chances that we're creating from the likes of Dalot putting in crosses, Rashford, Casemiro. Malacia made a couple of crosses tonight, but they were all wrong. It was a good idea, but they were too far. They're all overhit. So at least we're trying, and perhaps maybe if there is a poacher in the box, then we will have, someone who can nod those in. But at the moment, we haven't got those players making those runs, so that's what I'd like to see.
I agree with you, Phil, because the ironic thing is when Ten Hag came in, we couldn't create a chance at all for anything. We had to rely on volleyball, just a counter, using the pace at the top, and they were finishing. And now we're creating the chances, and now nobody's fucking finishing them.
Yeah.
So we've just gone from one thing, fixed that, and then the problem that we had sorted has now disappeared for some fucking reason. So we do need someone there, but as me and you discussed on the preview, at least we are getting numbers in the box now. We've done that for so many years. We're getting 3, 4, 5 people in the box. So
we saw it again today, didn't we?
Yeah, so it does up our chances of somebody finishing it, but we do need that pedigree finisher. That just clinical finisher, cold-blooded, bam, done.
Yeah,
because we are going to rely and need that at some point, some stages, some games. We've got Barcelona 2 legs coming up. If we can't finish our dinner, City, Arsenal. If we can't finish our dinner, we've got no chance.
No, we're going to take those chances. We're not going to get many against those bigger teams, so
we can't keep relying on moments, even though we're creating the chances now. We've created the chances, so we need someone there to finish them. What are your thoughts, Carl? For some reason, I don't think Carl can hear me. So do you want to ask him, Phil?
Carl, can you hear us?
I can hear you talking, but I can't hear whoever's talking.
So you can hear me, but you can't hear Niall. So basically, we're just saying, what do you think on what we've just been saying there, Carl?
I think it's pretty spot on, to be honest. From what I could hear from what you were saying. I think it's pretty spot on. I feel like we can really see like we are really missing a prolific forward, as you were saying. Before Martial, he's not finishing. And you play a team like against like City or Liverpool, you might only get 1 or 2 chances, and you got to have that guy that will just bang the ball in the back of the net. We can't keep affording to be missing all these chances, because eventually it will come back to bite us.
Yeah, agreed.
Can you ask him
if the game coming up?
Can you ask him if he thinks we need another midfield option?
Big game.
If we need what now?
If we need another midfield option, because for Eriksen is really the best in that position in centre mid. Do we need
Carl,
some?
would just say, Niall just asking, do you think we need anybody else in midfield as well? Obviously, we've got Ericsson and Casemiro, but do you think we need anybody else?
I think someone like it'd be expensive. Someone like maybe like Declan Rice or like an Enzo Fernandez, someone who could also do the engine work in there because Ericsson and Casemiro aren't young. I mean they're 30, but they can't play every game. So to have someone of that caliber that could be there to help them out, help them out, pick up the loose balls, block the lines and stuff. I feel like that. I think those are the two players I would probably go for. It's a Declan Rice or something like an Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah. I think the rumours with Declan Rice has gone a little bit quiet because it was all like, oh, he's going to Chelsea, and then there's nothing really been said about that. All this about Enzo Fernandez, if he doesn't go this window and United get new buyers, I do think it'll be something that United definitely goes for.
Well, just before we go to,
I definitely think so.
I'd say Arsenal are apparently looking at Declan Rice now, so it's not all quiet. But I usually saying United is playing such good football sometimes it feels like it's a dream. Yeah,
it's good to have it back. It's good to have it back. I absolutely, completely agree with that.
I do think we're only 25-30% into what actually Ten Hag wants us to be playing, but that's going to take a lot of time and coaching with the squad we've got. Really, he does need at least another 5 signings, I'd say, to be playing proper Ten Hag ball.
Yeah,
but for what he's doing with what we've got is unreal. I mean, he's managing to do it. It's not all what we want right now, and people are going to think that's his style. It's not his style yet. We're nowhere near what he wants. But it's positive. We're winning games. We're not just relying on a long ball. Yes, we might win some games 1-0, but at the minute we've just got to take that. But it's definitely positive. You can see the development. You can see the improvement week in, week out. It's all good.
Yeah. Yufi's just saying as well, can you bring Yufi's post up?
I don't know whether I can or not, mate.
At least we don't have Nunes. Yeah, well, you know what? We obviously did go for Nunes. There's no secrecy in that. And at the end of the day, I do think once he's like almost like half a yard off getting a hatful of goals every time. He's hitting the post, hitting the keeper, he's putting it just wide, he's making the runs, he's getting in positions, he will start to score. We know he'll do it. He was doing it before he got his red card at the beginning of the season. He hit the ground running, and he will come back. We can laugh about it at the moment. It's always fun to laugh at them.
Because he's a Liverpool player, and obviously we wanted him, so there's that extra bit of hate towards him because he's like, ha, bad, he's failing. But I'll be honest with you, I've said it a couple of times, just on Twitter sort of thing. With Nunes, I put him in the same bracket as Haaland for just being there at the right time every time. He's just a magnet to that ball. He's always there. He's always got the opportunity. But Haaland's deadly, whereas he seems erratic with his finishing.
In the bracket, in terms of positioning, absolutely agree. But in terms of his finishing, and the thing is, there was that meme going around where somebody's skitting all the different footballers and stuff.
Yeah.
In a funny way, like. And then, but Haaland, he is just an absolute man beast, isn't he? When you think his leap, his power, his presence, his power in his foot, his power in his head, his pace, his acceleration, he is everything. He's absolute everything. Whereas Nunes has got the positioning and has got a goal and a header in his locker, but he's just not bringing those to the table just yet, fortunately.
So, I mean, for me, him and Haaland are in the same bracket for awareness and positioning.
Yeah.
Haaland is just such a clinical finisher. He's so confident. And Nunes looks a bit nervous, bit erratic, too quick to hit something without having that little split second thought about where he's going to hit it. He just sees it, hits it, but you need to be looking at where. But I think he probably gets as many chances as Haaland does in a game. I'll put my neck on the line and say he does. The difference is Haaland finishes them and he doesn't.
Perhaps. I think the difference is as well, you've got to look at the whole team, because let's be honest, we know that that City have got such a strong team, and their midfield is just full of quality from the wings, from the from the centre midfield, even playing it through from balls from the back, from the defenders, from the right back, left back, centre back. Every one of them creates chances, gets up for headers, for corners, for through balls, for long passes across the pitch. Mahrez comes off the bench, then he becomes a starter. You've got Grealish. There's so much strength in depth. Whereas Liverpool, I think that the missing Mane. All right, Mane left. We put him aside, and they brought Diaz in. Diaz was playing fantastic. He's gone out injured, and now they've got Gakpo.
Hello, guys. I'm back. Sorry, you were talking. I just want to see if we are ready to go to this space. Basically, I want to hear what the space is saying. We have Elijah and Michael on the space, so let's just transition over. We're not going to talk, so we we are going to just transition over. Hang on a second, guys. Spaces, are you ready? Are you guys ready?
Mick, there's a lot of echo. There's
Yeah,
about a
you can get
10-second
back up.
echo in between what's going on, and it's sounding horrific.
Yeah, hang on a second. Very, very good afternoon.
Turn your YouTube mic off, yeah?
Form goes out the window. And what I'm more proud about today is I saw the fight in the boys again. You see a team working as a team, as a unit. I thought all in all, it wasn't our best performance, but I don't care how we win as long as we win, and we got over the line in the end. And I think we did deserve the win. A bit of luck on our side, I think, with the offside goal. On another day, it would have been onside if things went the way they did. But apart from that, we kept our heads and we kept on going, and I'm very, very proud of the boys. And we don't need an extra game. We've got a tight schedule as it is. So for me to go through to the next round, no injuries that we've heard of, and yeah, a couple of goals. Anthony's got his confidence back, it seems. Rashford scoring still. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with today's game.
Yeah, and just on the point of Anthony there, I noticed for once he used his right foot to cross, and that was shocking for me. Like,
Well, that's it. When it comes down to it, as a player, you work on what what you need to improve on. And I think with Anthony, he'll get there as long as he keeps going, as long as he keeps trying, as long as he keeps getting into those positions. I'd rather that than him just play it safe or just like shy away from it. So, in a matter of fact, for me, keep going, keep failing to succeed. There's a saying: sometimes you have to fail to succeed, and he'll do that. Anthony, he's coming in from a new league with a massive price tag on his head, and I just want to see him doing what he's doing, keep making runs, keep doing the skills, and I'll just keep backing him personally because I don't see any point of giving him slander or giving any negativity because it won't help.
Cheers, Bank.
yeah, some great points there, Luke. Thank you for that. Moving on to Ben now. Can you tell me what was your overall expectation going into the match, and what did you see positive and negative throughout the first and second half?
My overall estimation was that we should win the game, given the performance that we're in compared to the opposition. Output from a positive standpoint was we kept going. The players that we would generally sort of merge towards stepped up and delivered the moments that mattered. The application, even where we weren't playing great, was there from start to finish. Negatives were we made too many unforced errors. We were sluggish and sloppy with our passing. The communication wasn't great at times. Sometimes we tried to do the difficult pass when the simple one was there and was just as productive. But as I said to a friend of mine, if you're going to put that level of performance in where there were things that you sort of would reflect back on as learning points, it would be in a cup game where it's a one-off game potentially, rather than a league game where you're potentially losing 2 points and then you lose the momentum that we've built in the prior games leading up to this one. I thought certain individuals played well. I thought Malacia was very good. His recovery rate was very good in terms of his tackling and winning back the ball, tracking back, helping out the defence, but also moving forward because he created space for Rashford, where Coleman didn't know whether to stay with Malacia or go with Rashford, which gave him the space to be able to be productive. So no, I was pleased. It was a performance for me that was like one of those feelings where you've not done any fizz during Christmas, and you go for your first run. You don't feel great, but you still achieve the goal. That's how that performance was for me today.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
Yeah, some great points there, Ben. Some great points. The last question I want to ask you, Ben, before we move to the next speaker is the substitutions, the substitutes. You know, we've seen in our squad last season and the season before that some substitutes that come onto the pitch and they don't apply themselves. You know, they're walking around. They're not showing an intent to be a part of our squad. They're not showing intent to show anything to our manager. I think, you know, in the case of, let's just take one player, for example, Fred. Fred's come on in the last 3 games. He's played exemplary for me. He's for me got to be a starter in our next game against Charlton. I mean, how do you see our substitutes impacting the games now? How do you see the difference in mentality from the substitutes? You know, they used to look bereft of anything. Now they seem all confident and ready to be part of our team. How do you see that?
We do definitely need to
That
rotate that.
stems from the leadership aspect, Elijah. Because if you're a good leader, you understand how to make everyone feel part of the main objective. Now, that's whether it's someone who's got less of an input than the elite person that's in your team. It's about making everyone feel that whatever percentage they offer you, it's just as beneficial to the person who offers that slightly bit more. So, and that's what you're seeing with the way the subs are. But also, it's about having a manager that's proactive enough to see what's needed, and rather than wait for that opportunity to arise, he's ahead of the curve. So then when the substitutes do come on, they don't feel like it's coming on for 2 minutes as a token gesture. Oh, he's putting me on just for the sake of putting me on to waste the clock. He's actually putting me on where I can actually then impact the game with the instructions that he's giving me to go out with. And that's why you're seeing the players like Fred, Garnacho, etc. coming on, because they're thinking, you know what, not only is he involving me within the team in the first instance, but when he does bring me on, he's bringing me on where I can still impact the game and still offer something and showcase my ability and talent to the manager and the first team, which ultimately will help me potentially get more game time because I'm showing myself in a positive light towards the manager, and then but also the manager's identifying that if I bring this player on now because I want to rest this player or bring this player off for whatever reason for the games that are coming up, he can still offer me something both offensively and defensively, which is what you've seen today from Fred, what you saw from Garnacho, what you've seen in previous games leading up to this one as well, where the substitutes have been impactful. And that's a two-way street. That's the manager seeing that and doing something about it as an elite manager should do. And then the players responding to that call because they're getting an opportunity to have enough time to showcase what they got for the team and the manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear that 100%. We're just going to bring back in Mick. Mick, can you hear us? Mick, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Showcasing it live on YouTube right now as we speak. I'm really enjoying the conversation. Tony's in the house, Michael is in the house. I can see, pick up everyone. Ben, that's football. Casemiro Ball, Banks, Harry, Cedric Ramos. There's a lot of people. Shermanator is in the house. Sherm, where are you? We're waiting for you to log into our YouTube. Listen.
Sorry, we are back.
Yeah, so everybody get your requests in now. We go back to
We go
normal
back live
thing. We obviously
to
didn't
our
quite get
stream.
to before, so apologies to Harry and Ton there. You know, sometimes that's
You need to turn the space off.
Yeah, I did. I turned it off. I turned it off.
Probably
I did. So there was a little bit of a adding call in here as well. So that was a little bit of an experiment in a certain sense. We've never done this before, but anyway, thank you. I hope that worked. Nobody's done that before. So yeah, somebody was saying this. Yuffie was saying the space sound is so clear. Excellent job. Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully, with a few more shows, a few more tries of doing this, we can really nail it, and we can do something really different that no one's doing again.
Mm. YouTube speaker is behind. Yeah, there is a little bit of delay. I should tech though. It's Banks. Hey, Banks, how
Yeah,
you
it's
doing, mate?
back, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I told Mick to turn his YouTube mic off when he's on the space banks.
Anyway, this is a trial and error, I guess. And thank you for everyone for coming on board. I think everyone is. If you want to go head off to whose spaces is it? Right? Is it a link? Elijah space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. In general, Niall, I think it was a great performance. What I wanted to say is that we defended as a team. We controlled the tempo. The midfield was sublime. Uh, we were just hunting, it was hunting. It was high line, and it was really good to see, the Ten Hag ball.
Yeah, I mean,
Banks is saying, "Hey guys, all well done. Thanks, Banks."
Yeah, obviously you went off to the space side of it, Mick. So I was running, asking the questions and stuff like that. I was saying that today's game, it was end to end. It had aggression throughout the 96 minutes. It was reminiscent of when we watched the Newcastle and Arsenal game the other day. It was like being back in the 90s. It was brilliant. It's just so entertaining instead of boring football, everyone trying to keep a clean sheet, or it's a 4-5-0 whitewashing. It was just end to end aggression, dirty tackles in, big tackles. And you could see on an Everton point of view, you could see that the Everton players were playing for their manager today. Definitely, they were playing for their manager tonight. Now, I don't know whether that will have an impact or not, but
yeah. Can you pull your camera a little bit down? I can see your. Yeah, I know we played the highline. There you are. Thank you. I'm waiting. I was kind of waiting for Nick to come. She'd just been to the game. She wanted to give a live reaction. You know how it is, like at Old Trafford, you hardly get any signals. So yeah, we're kind of hoping for that.
Well,
she read my words.
words.
Yeah, let's see if she comes on. But other than that, happy it's freaking 6 o'clock in the morning where I am, sitting on the balcony. So we are playing on Monday again, aren't we? At Charlton, isn't it?
Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday.
What day are we on now? Friday? Yeah, Tuesday, I think it is.
For me, it's Saturday now, morning, 6
Well, yeah.
a.m.
I mean, it's nearly Saturday for me now as well.
Yeah. Listen, it's a chilled one. I don't think Nick will be coming in as again. It was great that you took control. Like, I usually don't always behind the scenes trying to figure out what's going on with the spaces, link it up.
Yeah.
It's a trial and error, and I have to look back. But guys, thank you for everyone that's been chatting with us, tuning in. We really appreciate all the support. Just keep smiling, because I am really smiling. I'm gonna go sleep with a smile on my face, and I'm gonna wake up with
I assume we will be back for a preview for the Charlton game, be it Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, we will. Listen, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for having patience. If you do watch this back, excuse our technical Einstein genius but it's working. It's working, wasn't it?
We've got to try it, and it can only improve with a few more goals. Simple as that.
Mr. James, thank you for coming. Everyone that tuned in, everyone that contributed with the chats, Carl Pearson, all the big up Mike in spaces.
Had some difficulties with James. Everyone on the space, Elijah and Michael for hosting the space and running it, asking the questions. Great show. Hopefully it comes back out pretty good, and we can only improve in the future with it.
100%, as we are building a community of, global fan base. That's it. Guys, you know what? Stay beautiful. Good night from me and Mr. Nan James. Talk football. Speak to you next time.
See you guys. Bye.
Oi. Thank you for watching Mufc Realist TV and this episode. Listen, if you really like what you're seeing, please continue watching other content that we provide, because it's unique content providing by a fan for the fan, allowing you to be real red for real with real opinions, because at the end of the day, we are Mufc Realist TV. Even better, if you want to join our community, make us better, play for the team, hit that join button.
together we will grow and make it better. Thank you for watching, and by the way, support the team for God's sake, because that's what we do here. Cheers!